All right, so let's see. First Facebook Live here. I just want to hit on something that I was kind of involved in Facebook today in regards to accessing some form of a defensive tool. I was involved in this conversation. A friend of mine who is another good trainer in the defensive world. He is a tactical medicine trainer. He had a question about the flashbang holster, okay, and how one would access that in a class, okay. Disclaimer, I have nothing against the company Flashbang holsters at all. I know that they make very good quality holsters. I have a lot of friends that carry them, so I have nothing against the company. This is just my opinion on the topic. I personally am not a fan of their bra holster, and we'll get into that, as well as what I feel should be the best way to set yourself up for success when learning, or should I say when training and then practicing accessing your defensive tool in the long run. So to start off with, when we are carrying a defensive tool, okay, whether it be a handgun, whether it be a blade, an edge tool, or whether it be a, let's say, mace, or some type of non-lethal tool as that, we want to have it somewhere on our body so that whatever the situation may be, whether we're at, or should I say we're within 2 arms reach, or we're just outside 2 arms reach, we're still going to be able to access it. So with that being said, I'm obviously a huge proponent of having your tools somewhere on your belt line. Just because it's in a consistent position, you're able to get to it under duress, under stress, as well as you don't have all these extra type of cover garments to get to. So back to the original topic at hand in regards to the flashbang holster. The reason that I'm not a fan of that, along with why I'm not a fan of any type of neck carry with blades, especially when we're carrying I see a lot of people that carry neck knives here in the thoracic cavity area, really high up on the chest. And that can be said again with that specific type of bra holster, is that if it's all the way up here in the middle of our chest, we have to dig all the way up into our shirt to get to the tool, then bring it all the way back down out of the shirt. Even if we are able to bring that cover garment up, we still have a chance of fouling our draw by getting it caught in the cover garment somewhere. So just to kind of show that, as we see here, okay, this is a unloaded Glock 19. Okay, there is nothing at all inside of the magazine well or the chamber. For training purposes, the reason I have this is obviously to represent the gun in that bra holster area. Obviously you have to imagine it being some type of 380 caliber type gun. Okay, just picture that in your head. So if it is in this position here, okay, on our body, okay, and we get it underneath our cover garment, okay, we would have to rip it all the way down, okay, and with that chance we are therefore flagging all of this portion of the body, okay, while we're getting it to a consistent presentation position, okay. Now some people might say, well, Ian, you know, that would still happen with, you know, an appendix position, strong side position, whatever it may be. Okay, for the untrained person that would be true, okay, but even with appendix carry, if you're properly and efficiently drawing it, when you're getting the gun out of the holster in appendix carry, you should be opening your hips, therefore clearing any type of major organs or body parts that are in the way. Same thing that can be said for strong side carry. Okay, if you have an efficient draw stroke, as soon as that gun comes straight out of the holster, you're orienting it towards the target, therefore getting all of those body parts, all those vital parts out of the way. Okay, so with this, once again going back to this type of carry for females, okay, in the thoracic cavity area of the body, okay, the minute that comes out of the holster, we are therefore flagging our entire body, okay, while getting it to a consistent presentation position. The same thing can be said for neck carry with knives, okay. If we're carrying a neck knife here in this position on our body, okay, we have to dig up, like I said, into our shirt, and as we're getting it out, if we are within 2 arms reach, we could have a chance of somebody fouling our draw and that knife actually going back into us, okay. So that's why I'm really not a big fan of carrying in that area, just because there's a much larger chance of your draw, okay, getting fouled, and therefore putting you out of the fight, so to speak. So my kind of 2 cents on it is, if you're gonna obviously get proper training, okay, you want to get that training, okay, for let's say in this context we're talking about learning to, okay, draw our defensive tool. You want to get proper training on that, okay. After you get the proper training on it, you want to practice it, okay. And then after a few sessions of practicing it, you want to evaluate it in some form of simulation, okay. And obviously the simulation should be in context for what your end goal is, okay. So if we're talking about firearms specifically, the way that I would teach it, the classes that I primarily teach, I teach it just dealing with a threat just outside 2 arms reach, okay. So in that context of what I teach, you want to learn that skill, okay. You want to practice it, evaluate it, okay, and then from there, after you're comfortable with it, in my opinion, you should then therefore learn, or should I say learn skills and then practice them within 2 arms reach. Therefore, you're covering yourself for the most plausible situations that you may have to deploy or access your defensive tools, okay, in context. So the same thing can be said with an edge tool. And somebody said, well, Ian, when would you ever, draw your knife or anything like that, okay? When you're outside 2 arms reach, okay, when would you be in a blade-on-blade situation, okay? If we kind of think about it as, okay, you're maybe walking back to your car late at night and you see somebody following you, maybe you would, hypothetically take your knife out of the holster and just carry it in your hand so it's already drawn, okay? That may be a situation like that, okay? So I would learn that skill, how to draw my blade there, and then after I feel comfortable and evaluated that skill, then I would train that skill within 2 arms reach under controlled indirect pressure from an individual or multiple individuals, okay? And this is where the problem that I have, okay, with this whole kind of carrying within this area is all the videos that I've seen with this holster, it's all been in a controlled, choreographed environment with shot timers on a sunny day, okay, no clouds in the sky, okay, and obviously in those videos, it looks like a pretty clean draw, but what I've yet to see is students, those people carrying those holsters and trying to access it and get it into the fight when we're inside 2 arms reach and we're literally entangled with another person. Okay, this is where I see the problem. This is where I see that the main issue is going to arise. Okay, when you're trying to not only control the hands and the limbs on another person when you're entangled with them, but then having to dig up your cover garment, okay, and access your gun, okay, while this person is obviously trying to foul your draw and get control of your limbs, okay. And I do understand that I've heard the many rebuttals to this is females have different body shape, different body types than males, and I totally get that, okay. I do understand that not everybody's body types are the same. I have plenty of friends that they just can't comfortable carry appendix, okay, so they're strong side people, that's fine, okay. I'm not trying to talk in absolutes. That's the biggest thing that I pride myself on, is trying to whenever possible not talk in absolutes for that reason, okay, because everybody's different, okay. But again, okay, I've had plenty of female students that have been able to carry, okay, their handgun, their blades, whatever it may be, in more efficient positions than this marketed type of holster is. Okay, there's plenty of different types out there. Okay, there's plenty of different options. You just gotta do your research, and you just have to think critically when it comes to carrying your defensive tool. Once again, going back to knife, gun, whatever it may be. Okay, you need to think critically about this if you want to, as I call it, truly be a student of the defensive lifestyle. Okay, it isn't just throwing on a gun, throwing on a blade, and think you're going to be okay. Okay, it's about training in context. Okay, and constantly pressure testing these skills. Okay, under stress. This is where you're going to see what's going to work, what doesn't going to work. Okay. So, as always, okay, I recommend doing the research. Okay, putting in the time to see what's new on the market. Okay, there's plenty of options out there. If anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome to, okay, hit me up here, ask me any questions, whatever it may be, and I can, more than happy, if I don't have the answer, I can definitely direct you to somebody that has. But do know that these precarious, or as I call, deep concealment positions, such as, okay, in the thoracic cavity area, ankle holsters, off-body carry. This is what I consider deep concealment. This is my terminology of the fact. Okay, deep concealment. This is something that is not on the waistline. That's what I consider deep concealment. Just my terminology for it. So all these deep concealment options, I do understand that people have different jobs that might prevent them from carrying in more efficient positions on the waistline, but do know that you are therefore going to make it more difficult for yourself to get that tool in the fight if necessary. So again, kind of going over everything again, we want to train that skill. Okay, we want to practice it for a few sessions. Then from there, we want to evaluate it in a simulation and context for what our end goal is. Okay, then from there, after we're comfortable with it, then we want to train some type of skills without those tools first. Okay, within 2 arms reach. Personally, I'm a big fan of some type of grappling type martial art. You've probably seen plenty of my posts. I'm obviously biased on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's fine. I don't care what it is. American wrestling, okay, judo, sambo. I don't care what it is. Just some form of grappling, so you know what it feels like to be entangled with another human being. Okay, from there, after we learn those unarmed skills, how to have good hand control, good body position, how to attain positional dominance in the clinch, then from there we can start plugging in the tools such as knives and guns, and then we can pressure test actually fighting, getting to the gun, and getting into the fight. Okay, that's really all I got for you. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. If you want to see more content such as this, again, plug in, let me a comment of what kind of future Facebook Lives you're looking for. And other than that, train hard, train often, stay safe.